Nathan Hall, and I'm gonna describe the process used to scan my object on campus, which was the Jim Henson statue. So to begin, here is the layout of the Jim Henson statue. So as you can see here, there's Jim Henson and then Kermit, and they're both sitting on a bench. So the plan is to get a full 360 view of Jim Henson next to Kermit. And the key features of this are really, it's kind of straightforward, but I want to be able to get his feet here, his legs, and then I want to get his torso. I want to be able to show his arm, and I want to get at least the majority of his facial features, which may be difficult to do, but I think it's definitely possible. Obviously, it'll be hard to get complete detail of the, say, wrinkles in his shirt and all that, but I'd like to get the general um, layout of him, and I would also like to get Kermit. I think Kermit's arms might be a little bit difficult to get, but and additionally like the details of his face. But I think if I take enough recordings, it'll be possible. One thing to note is during this recording, the focus ended up just being on Jim Henson himself for my 3D point cloud. I didn't get much of Kermit for this 3D point cloud, but I think with different angles, instead of just doing a front angle, a back angle, an angle to the left, and an angle to the right, like maybe like 8 different angles or positions to make sure I really get everything. And for example, like I even want to get his arm hanging off right here, and make sure I get the bench, the full view of the bench, and the ground around them. So yeah, that's basically the important geometries of my object on campus and what I want to target. So here's how I set up the scanner. So first I took the tripod, and one thing to note is to make sure I wanted to get the right distance so I could get the full view of the statue, but also be close enough to it to recognize the laser. I put the front 2 legs of the tripod up on this side, and then the final leg of the tripod was a step below. And then I bolted my LiDAR rig to the tripod with the attachment that I 3D printed. And then I taped my phone to it so I could record the angles. And then I powered the laser and Raspberry Pi through a battery pack. So here's just a quick close-up on the setup that I have recording. And here's the scanning process. One thing to note is I forgot to end up taking a recording as when I first did my recording process, but I went back to the statue and just to display what this process actually looked like. So I had my tripod set up, and I moved it in 2-degree increments, recording it each time. And with the view, as you can see here, with the view I had, I was able to get a very good reading on Jim Henson. And so I moved it each time, would read the angle from my phone, and then enter the angle in, and then take a picture with the Raspberry Pi camera. And eventually, again, moving up 2 degrees at a time, I got over 20 measurements on this statue and was really focusing heavily on the bench right around the ground and the Jim Henson statue himself. And eventually I recorded all of my image files and then converted these to a 3D point cloud.